It's 5 o'clock, and you're off the clock with B Sky. And if you've been to Max Prairie Wings in the last 25 years, a good chance you've ran into our guest today, Jody Smith. Now, he is the archery expert at Max Prairie Wings, and he's going to give us a breakdown on how to set up your bow between the arrows, the fletching, the broadheads, the ins and out on the bow. Make sure before we get into this, though, you like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and check out our other videos. Now, let's get right into it. So, Jody, thank you for coming today.
Yeah.
Wasn't too bad of a drive, though, was it?
No, it wasn't bad at all. Thank y'all for having me. I'm glad to be down here.
Oh, yeah. We're excited because now it's September and the weather is feeling good.
It's getting right.
This weekend's going to be great.
Y'all's necks feeling kind of swelled up, getting ready, huh?
I made a couple of scrapes this morning.
So Jody, tell us a little bit about you, what you do for Max, and how long you've been there, and just give us a rundown.
So I've been at Max for 25 years. As soon as I got out of college, that's the only job I've ever had. And I pretty much run the bow department. You know, I do all the buying and the selling, plus I do all the work on the customer's bow. I'm kind of the head tech. I do have some other help there.
I got you.
But like I said, I spent 25 years just turning a wrench, tuning bows.
You love it?
I love it. Yeah, that's why I've been there 25 years.
Man, that's 20. So you were there at the old Max?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, we started, they're off Michigan Street, and we built the new store in 2000.
Right.
So I've been there before the news, longer than the store has been.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's pretty impressive.
A lot of tradition right there in that spot, you know it?
Yes. Yeah, it goes way back. The store was founded in 1944, I believe off Main Street, kind of a small hardware store, and then it kind of evolved into selling some hunting gear, and then just kept getting bigger and bigger. In the 90s, we done the mail order catalog, kind of started by Chuck Locke, and that became Max Prairie Wings, which is really popular today.
Oh, everybody knows about Max.
Yeah.
You can't go through there and not stop.
It's mainly a duck hunt store. If you're a duck hunt store, Max is the place to get your stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you ever drove by, I promise you recognize it with a big duck outside.
They got so much stuff in there.
It is.
I get lost in there.
It's like an outdoorsman's dream walking in there. You know, you're gonna find something you need.
Yeah, and we try to carry all the top brands. You know, we want the best of the best to be sold.
Right.
And that's what set us apart from all the other stores.
And y'all here recently got partnered up with, was it Bass Pro?
Yeah, so that's been exciting. You know, when it first happened, you're thinking, oh my gosh, Bass Pro is going to come in and turn it to another
Change
Bass
it,
Pro.
yeah.
Well, Bass Pro has probably 150 stores.
Right.
They don't have a Max Prairie Wings. So they're probably going to leave everything the same. You'll see some Bass Pro influence, like probably a Johnny Moore Signature Series fishing rod, which we could use a better fishing department there. But all in all, Max is going to be still doing its own thing.
Yeah, that's good because that's what everybody, wants to happen. Now, nobody wants it to really change because everybody loves it.
Yeah, we're going to have we're not going to replace Sitka with the Redhead brand. We're going to stay top tier, be the best customer service, we can be for our customers.
That's awesome because everybody loves the feel of Max, just it don't really seem corporate when you walk in, it don't seem like it's.
We're a big store, but laid back. And I think you'll still see all that atmosphere. I don't think there's going to be very much change at all for the customers.
That's good. That's good.
Now, on the back end of things, us good old boys trying to merge into the corporate world.
Y'all had to figure out how to use computers yet?
What's that?
Computers?
Yeah. Yeah, we're learning. We're just pecking as we go.
Are you going to start wearing like the green shirts?
No.
Okay, I was going to say.
I hope not.
Or the guys that stand around the door trying to give you free stuff all the time.
Your credit cards.
Yeah.
No, I hate that.
You're going to get one of those little rounded gates?
Yeah, I don't think that's Max. That's not who we are.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what I don't like about Bass Pro. You walk in there and everybody try to give you free stuff. I'm like, look, nothing's for free.
Sign up for this, sign up for that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good stuff. So bow season's here. All right. And I see you brought some stuff. Let's talk about some of the stuff you got on the table over there.
Sure.
Because I was just recently looking for arrows, and those are super sweet looking.
Yeah, we'll start off with these. These are the new arrows by Ultra View. And these are about the best of the best. As you can tell, they come in a real fancy case here, which is handy for putting in your bow case. Most soft cases will have a rectangular pocket.
Right.
This fits in fits in really well. And
Can I buy those before you leave?
Sure.
Hey, everything's for sale.
I got them.
Hey, I've already bid.
Whoa.
How about we bid
I
on?
already got it. I just said.
Hey, time
Look at those carbon
out.
fiber arrows.
Time out. I'm
What?
black, so I automatically get first bid.
Oh,
That's not true.
dang.
Those fletchers are light. So tell us a little bit about it. What
I
makes
don't even
this
know what to
arrow?
say. I don't even know what to say to that.
What makes this arrow a top tier arrow?
Well, they spared no expense in making these arrows, but the first thing, we'll start right here at the end. So we have these outserts that go in there, and I cannot see what I had to help me out. All
I'm
right.
gonna grab one of these too. Look at it.
So we have really precision components here, and we got a steel core with an aluminum ferrule that gives it strength. And this tip weighs 75 grains, so that's going to help your front of center balance on it. Plus, it just is a really strong design. And then once we get into the carbon shaft, if you feel it, it's like super slick. They kind of got a ceramic coating on there, makes it a really quiet arrow flying, drawing your bow, and it comes out of the target a little bit easier. And on the carbon, most of them are wrapped with a 3K carbon weave. That means there's 3,000 carbon fibers in the little bundle.
Right.
Well, this is a 1K weave, so there's only 1,000 fibers in the bundle, so they wrap it really, really tight, and that makes for a very strong arrow. It's also kind of in between diameters. Most arrows are going to be, you got 4 millimeters, 5 millimeters, 6 millimeters. This comes in 4.5, so you have a really good strength to diameter ratio. And then if we turn it around on the back end here on the fletching, Ultraview comes out with their own new fletching design. And they said this is the most aerodynamic design and the best for controlling fixed blade broadhead. And this is
Really?
And this is a molded vein, so it's supposed to be even more consistent. If you look right here on the center, it's thinner in the middle of the vein than it is on the outside. So the top is very thick. And then right here in the center, it's going to be really thin. And that's supposed to help aerodynamic. And if you look, they fletch these with a left helical. A lot of people get into clocking their arrows. That's seeing which direction your bear shaft comes off of the string. And a lot of the string companies is making it where your arrows are clocking to the left, so they went ahead and fletched it with left helical.
Wow.
Also on this end, looks like an AAE IP knock, just a really strong, precise knock. They also match weigh them. They're all within 1/2 of a grain. And the spine line, so every one of these arrows will have a mark on it where you got the stiff side of your spine, so you can line those exactly the same every time. But that's just about the best that they can make an arrow.
So that's match grade.
Yes.
That's
Every
like,
one of 'em.
yeah.
Yes, every one of them is
They're my,
just like the other one.
they're my match grade arrows.
Can I hold one?
Well,
Sure.
hang on, just because Dad really wants these arrows. Is this gonna help him kill a deer? Like, say his skill is little to
Yeah.
none.
Here we go. Here we
Is
go.
this a pay to play part right here, or is this really just
These are
top
for
of the
these arrows are just for the person that wants the absolute best equipment
Yes.
they can get.
That's me.
that's definitely him. So.
Now,
That's
if
me.
it actually helps you kill a deer at 30 yards, I don't know. But
Can I-
they should.
I
If
gotta-
you miss, you have no excuses with
I
these
got-
arrows.
You know, look at like
Can I-
Fred Bear back in the day. You know, it was like
Yeah.
Can I touch it?
So, yeah, I'm
Killer's
kinda-
gonna
I kinda-
kill.
I don't know if I want to.
You can just tell by the feel of it
Wow.
that
Yeah,
it's
it
higher
is.
quality.
Wow.
So the next question is, so on this tip of it there,
Uh-huh.
so how much does that weigh?
So
Is that
the
100 grain or-
outside is 75. The
75?
field point is going to be 100.
100 grain. So you're still gonna be looking the same weight, essentially, or whatever.
Yes, I'm guessing this arrow cut at 29 inches is going to weigh somewhere around 450 grains, which I think is about the best weight. Somewhere, kind of depends on your setup and
So
what you want to do.
So you can cut it a little bit shorter, make it lighter.
You can.
So you can get okay.
I really love
No, I'm
this
just- I
arrow
was-
too.
How much these arrows cost? About an
So
arrow?
they're about $220 for 6. Yeah, they're
Pay
not
to play, baby.
yeah, those are.
Take
they're
my
not
sword.
cheap. Yeah, you're
like
looking at
$40
over
an arrow.
400 over $400 a
I was trying to-
dozen. Like I
trying to-
said, this is for the person who wants
The best of the,
the
best.
best.
So you got to put an insert in here? I mean,
Yeah, it's still gonna have.
okay. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
see what I'm saying over there? He's trying to thread that thing in, right?
Yeah.
Well, I did the same.
Yeah,
thing.
we'll
I
have
did the
to-
same thing.
You
I
did the
thought
same
about
thing,
it.
didn't
I was like, yeah, I was.
I didn't
He
know.
needs
did the
help.
same-
So-
got it. He was doing the same.
So
thing.
these arrows aren't ready to go then, huh?
Well,
No.
no, we'd need to cut them to your length. That's where I come into play. I'll make sure they're the right length, and I'll glue the
Oh.
inserts in properly.
You can send them with mine. You can pick them up next week. Though, and give me
Mhm.
some too.
Yeah. No
Yeah,
doubt.
We'll send you,
We
we'll send
can-
you some links later.
Well,
So as far as
I-
like technology in the archery industry, arrows, it's like You can only do so much with the arrow. So, like, do you see this at this moment is peak
This is crazy.
arrow technology?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
that's as far as a hunting arrow goes, that's the best of the
Look at-
best.
This is insane.
It's like a summer.
It just feels fast.
I haven't got to test the durability yet. You know,
Well, we're
they're so
really great at
yeah.
that.
I got a question too on that.
Sure.
So let's say if I was to get some of those, right?
Mhm.
I got an elk hunt next weekend. They got deer hunts.
Yeah, we got deer.
Can we get them dialed anything before next weekend?
If you come see me, yeah.
All right.
Won't take me very long at all.
All right, we need to definitely pick a date for that. 'Cause we'll
I'll be there
over
Monday.
Okay.
Monday.
I'll be there Monday.
So what else? What else you got down there?
Well, so
I kinda
we
want
talked
some.
about
I
fletching
definitely want some of these.
on those, and
I'm curious about this.
I don't
this is something that's pretty unique to Max here. We put a very aggressive helical on our arrows. The reason is, just for the average hunter, the more helical you get, the more stable your arrow becomes. So if you're, if your bow's not perfectly tuned and you're shooting fixed blade broadheads, just going to a very aggressive helical fletching,
We'll fix a lot of it.
it will. It helps a lot. So back when I was selling arrows the way they come from the factory with just an offset or something, I was spending a lot of time with customers trying to tune their fixed blade broadheads. And then I was having to write them a pretty expensive labor charge. Well, just switching over to these right here, I can get my customers where they need to be a whole lot faster, and it's less money out of their pocket. But it's just a better setup in general.
So you're saying like the steeper? I think pitch because I deal in prop, right? So I think in pitch. So basically, you're changing the fletching to just kind of correct some of the inefficiencies.
It stabilizes the arrow
Yes,
faster.
The faster we can get this spinning, it will stabilize faster.
Yeah, it's like a barrel.
And it
on a
will
gun.
also get the spinning so fast, it kind of offsets what the broadhead's doing up front. Sometimes your fixed blade broadheads want to steer your arrow.
Right.
So you need more drag on the back end to help with that.
I got
And
you.
that's where that helical comes into play.
So for a guy that was saying he's going on mule deer hunt in January, just an example, and he may have to stretch it out 60 yards, 70 yards, would you recommend that right there?
Yes.
As far as stable
far
and
as hunting,
arrow for distance?
Yes, as far as hunting, I'm a firm believer getting as much helical as you can. There is a point to where you can get too much helical. This is right there on that line. The people at Arizona, they come out with this configuration, and they said that's probably the maximum helical you can get where you just have too much drag, or it doesn't work at all.
Where it
But
slows down the arrow.
yeah, a little bit.
You talking about drag, so you're talking about slowing down the arrow.
Yeah.
Yes, but at the same time, you're gaining so much stability.
Stability. Mm-hmm.
The further out you get, you might actually get some of that energy back because it's spinning, and your arrow will continue to fly further straighter. But that's probably getting at the point beyond where we're going to be shooting at.
So
later.
right.
It's not going to do nothing for your speed of your arrow.
No,
Okay.
no.
What about this?
I mean, I
What
guess
about this?
technically it would almost slow it down a little bit closer range. You think?
It's probably less than 2 feet
That
per
one already
second.
has it.
Right.
But
Yeah, you said.
the benefits you gain
Yeah.
from having straighter arrow flight, faster
Consistency.
recovery is well worth 1 to 2 feet per second.
Oh, absolutely. I'd make that trade any day.
I mean,
You already
This-
putting broadheads on over here?
Yeah.
He is
Had to
getting
see-
ready.
Had to see what it looked like.
Yeah.
That is a
That is
nasty.
a mean looking arrow.
I want to go shoot this thing. Look at this thing.
I mean, that thing looks like it's just gonna kill something.
Look at this.
That
I
is
have set up
sexy.
some for the customers, but I have yet got to shoot a group. I've been dying to
A lot,
back
of,
up to 100 yards and just see if I can stack them in there.
a lot of people have been coming and buying them.
This is fast.
Wouldn't say a lot, but I have sewed some.
Yeah.
They probably sold 6 at a time, I'm sure.
Yeah, you can't just buy one arrow. You got to buy 6 of them.
Yeah.
Well,
Got
me,
my box.
technically, I usually roll it by 12.
You're
Yeah.
gonna be $480 in.
I know, but
480 for 12.
440.
My wife's going to kill me.
I mean, she
You
don't
just bought,
have
you
to
just buy
know.
arrows too.
I just bought arrows
You
yesterday.
can probably sell them to somebody.
yeah, you did just buy arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus,
you already claimed those.
I should have waited. I did claim these.
Yeah, hey, there you go.
I'll see you Monday.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
I know.
So,
That's
So
going.
on back to these fletchings, the way we put these on is with these simple little jigs, and they're like the greatest thing ever, in my opinion. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, this is the fastest way to do it. You just put your 3 vanes inside of there and stick your arrow down there, clamp it up, and if you use the right glue, we use this blue glue right here. It's kind of a advanced super glue. you can fletch an arrow in about 30 seconds, but we fletch all of our arrows at max, and I can do a dozen in probably 5 minutes, and the guy that works for me, he can probably do it in 3 minutes. But you can really fletch some arrows quick with these.
Wow.
That is pretty cool, that little
That's pretty
jig. So you slide the arrow through and then you clamp it.
Yeah, I'll try to give you a demonstration here.
Yeah, let's see that.
You got those for sale too?
I do.
Oh, sweet.
All right. I usually do this standing
Here
up.
we go.
So
Here we
it's a little
go.
awkward.
Bring the money.
Yeah.
Go to Max and bring your checkbook.
All right. So we're going to slide each one of these veins in like this. All right.
In the long run, this would actually save you money.
Honestly, yeah, it would be if you could fletch.
That's
on
what I
arrows.
tell my wife.
It would though, because you would actually.
She's.
Well, it won't save you money if you buy
I've been-
these arrows.
I've been married 27
Yeah.
years. She don't fall for that no more.
Oh,
You're like, whatever. I heard that like year one.
Yeah, you trick me.
All right. Let's see if I can get a decent bead of glue on here without messing up everything. And on this glue, the least amount you can get on there, the better off you'll be. So I
Really?
just put a few drops on there and I smear it in. Right. And then I'm going to try to do this one. This is really different set down.
I know. It's like you're looking at it at a.
I can't stop
You
touching
probably usually hold it.
Yeah, it's
further
kind of
down.
it's kind of like the first time I've ever fletched an arrow here.
I want to get my bow out.
All right,
Just
so
put
we
it in the
got
quiver.
just a very, very fine layer of glue on these veins right here. So now all we do is turn this, let it clamp up. You put your cap back on. And that don't need to be tight. You just need to get it
Get to where it's snug. It's
Yeah.
on there.
and just give this a few seconds. Usually if we're doing multiple arrows, we'll have a couple of these and I'll stick one
Yeah.
in there, lay it down, grab the other one, fletch it. By the time I get it on, it's okay to take this off. And there it is.
Wow.
That fast. And it puts a
Hold
very
that bad
aggressive
boy.
helical in there.
And I like how there's not, just a surplus of glue just clumped up anywhere,
Well, that's very unusual for
So,
me.
how much is-
Usually I got glue everywhere.
How much is that little device
nice.
there?
I think they're 59, but
But if you can
They're
fletch
worth
on
their weight in
arrows,
gold.
I mean,
yes.
that is pretty nice. I don't know if I can see that right there.
And
This camera.
most arrows now, for some reason, are coming in a box. They got an offset, and I just don't think that's the best way for the average shooter to shoot them. Now, obviously, if you have your bow tuned really well, you can shoot that. But let's say you're not the world's greatest bow tuner. That right there can help you out a lot.
Amazing.
That is. And especially fixed blades, because I picked up fixed blade broadheads last year, and I was going to shoot them, and I had a hard time finding
Yeah.
broadheads, because then I was like, is it the broadhead's fault, or is it the arrow? What am I doing here,
What-
Well, it's a combination of everything. I mean,
Yeah.
when you're looking at tuning your broadhead, you got your broadheads you got to consider. You got to get your arrows, and then you got to consider how your bow set up. And then the hardest part is the archer and how they shoot. Everybody grips a bow a little bit differently, so that kind of changes the torque of the bow, which results in a different center shot. So that may make your arrows fly completely different
Yeah.
than your buddies that's having great luck with this certain combination. You get the same combination, but because you hold it differently, it doesn't do as well for you.
Hmm.
So, once again, those fletchings are just something that kind of makes it a little bit easier dealing with all that.
So let me ask you this. If you had to use one for everything, and you couldn't switch, would you be fixed or expandable?
I am expandable all the way.
All the way?
I love expandables. Now, I have killed a ton of deer and elk and bear with fixed blades, but
Right.
I still prefer mechanical. There is some things you got to watch out for. You got to consider the cutting diameter of the broadhead and your setup and your bow poundage. If you got a 70-pound draw length, 30 inches, shooting a 500 grain arrow, you can shoot a big 2-inch cut mechanical, get great penetration, have great results.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you're shooting 50 pounds with a 26-inch draw and a 375 grain arrow.
Mm-hmm.
That 2-inch mechanical broadhead could be disastrous because you don't have enough weight or power to push it through. So in that case, on a mechanical, just reduce your cutting diameter, say down to 1 3/8 inches. and then you'll still get more penetration. Pretty much the bigger your bow, the bigger the cutting diameter you can go to. The smaller the bow, the smaller the cutting diameter you want to go to keep that penetration.
So I'm shooting a 60-pound bow. So what do you recommend cutting diameter?
60 pounds. I'm guessing a 28 and a half, 29 inch draw.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What arrow weight?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's say these new arrows that you already claim, they're going to be about 450. You could pretty much shoot whatever you want at a whitetail. Just keep it behind the shoulder, out of the shoulder.
I really don't know what my weight is.
Yeah.
I got new arrows yesterday.
He didn't weigh
you didn't remember?
He didn't weigh them. He didn't put them on the thing.
Our problem mostly is memory.
You should have had a
You
tape.
know what they are. You just can't remember what they are. It's my problem.
350.
Well, it's gonna be more than
Yeah,
that.
350 is probably the spine
Yeah,
of
spine.
your
Yeah,
arrow.
350 spine for
Yeah.
sure.
You're probably running over 400 grains,
Yeah.
but if you're shooting,
No, he didn't weigh my arrows. No.
if you're shooting 30 yards and in at a whitetail, you could go up to a 2-inch cut. If you want to take longer shots, you might want to stay about 1.5 inch cut. Something like these severs I see right here, they got some of those in 1.5 inch cut. That will get you all the penetration you need.
Yeah, we shoot guns long range. We do all that stuff, shooting guns, but I never really broke down the whole arrow bow thing.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
There's probably an art to it,
There is a lot of rabbit holes you can go down and a lot of things you can chase, which is
It sounds
fun.
like it.
I guess that's why I got into it so much. There's just so many different
It sounds like it.
things
I
you can
mean,
do with it.
yeah.
And tuning.
When we shoot guns, we're like, okay, this, and that, powder, burns
So-
fast, slow, whatever. But yeah, it sounds like there's a lot too.
Are you a heavy arrow setup guy, or like I guess you say like
Yeah.
450, so you're more on the heavier side?
So I'm a guy that sets up the arrow however it needs to be done. So
Yeah.
if I'm going to Africa, I'm a heavy arrow guy
Yeah.
because I'm shooting heavy animals. For shooting whitetail, I'm kind of a mid-range weight arrow.
Yeah.
With these modern bows, even at 60 pounds in my draw length, I'm getting complete pass-throughs consistently with 2-inch cut mechanical broadheads with 425 grain arrow.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty much the guy that's going to set it up for what I'm using it for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If I was to jump on the plane and go moose hunting in British Columbia, let's say tomorrow, all I'm going to do is take my 2-inch mechanical off and I'm going to replace it with an 1.5 inch cut mechanical. Just going down and cutting diameter is going to get me enough penetration. I feel like I could handle a
I got
moose
you.
if I hit it properly.
Okay.
If
I
I
got
hit
you.
it
That's
wrong,
smart.
nothing seems to help
So
me.
what about an elk? So you
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask him.
you shot an elk last year and you had some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was the shot. I think it's
Oh,
the
God.
guide. I think it's the guide.
Did you,
Okay.
Here we go again. Here we go again, guys.
So what happened there?
Did we
Well,
find
I
an
had to
elk?
get blood, lung blood, and
Yeah.
everything. We only let me look for 2 hours.
Oh man.
So
Yeah. Elk, it seems like if you get both lungs, they go down as fast as a whitetail. But
yeah,
if
I
you
definitely
get
didn't. I think I definitely only got
one-
one
yeah,
probably.
one lung, them things can run forever.
It's a little bad. He was still walking when we shot too.
Yeah, one step on an elk, man, that can mess you up 1.5 feet on impact.
Yeah.
Mm.
So okay, all right. I'm going elk hunting next weekend. I leave next weekend.
Yeah. So check the state laws. Some states won't let you shoot fixed blade broadheads. In that case, I have to shoot a fixed blade broadhead. But the main takeaway is the smaller the cutting diameter, usually the greater the penetration.
Yeah.
A lot of people like heavy arrows in case those what ifs, in case you hit the shoulder blade or something
Right.
like that. But at the same time, if you hit it a little bit far back, that little B broadhead is going to work against you. If you hit it a little bit far forward and hit the shoulder blade, it might help you. There's always a trade-off, and there's no winning that I can find to that. To gain something, I got to give up something.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you're most accurate with, and just make sure your cutting diameter kind of matches your weight, and everything will be fine. And hope you make a great shot.
Yeah, it really just comes down to making the shot. It don't
Yeah,
matter if you're
Daryl.
shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor or 308.
That's why I don't shoot with a rifle. I shoot better with a bow.
Yeah, I do too. I actually do too.
I don't even.
Well, we've talked about this before, the debate, am I better with a rifle or am I better with a bow? And it's like anybody that bow hunts, they practice.
Yeah.
You practice and practice and practice and practice. Then your shot comes up and you hit your shot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like that for a gun. You might shoot 2-3 times, the gun's still on.
Yeah.
So you just go hunting with it. You don't practice as much.
Well, it's a little bit easier than a bow. Not as much
Yeah.
to it. Now, once you start getting longer range, obviously it's a different game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's
A lot
tough.
more knowledge.
It's tough.
What broadhead do you prefer?
So right now, I shoot a wide variety, but probably the Mega Meat by G5. That's kind of
Heard a lot of people
my
say
new favorite. You know, if I want to get a little bit more penetration, I'll drop down to the Dead Meat, which is basically the same broadhead, just 1.5 inch cut versus 2 inch cut.
I got you.
If I need a lot of penetration and I go to a fixed blade, we're looking probably a Slick Trick, little 1 inch cut 4 blade. That head's been really good for me. Tunes really well.
I shot Slick Trick last year. That's what I shot that elk with.
Mhm.
And then I came back, used it on deer,
Yeah.
and I did not like it. Actually, well, I tell you what I didn't like about it. I just wasn't getting blood trails like I like.
Yeah, that is the big disadvantage to fixed blade broadheads. I can't trail a deer save my life. I don't know why. I've been in woods my whole life, but I just cannot see blood. So the bigger, the better for me.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of steer away from fixed blades, no matter single bevel, whatever. I've tried them off. I shoot 10 deer with the fixed blade, 10 deer with the mechanical. My mechanical always leaves better blood trails, and I need all the help I can get.
Why is that? Just cutting diameter?
Cutting diameter. You know, you're instead of knocking a 1 inch hole, you're knocking a 2 inch gash or a 2 inch hole in there.
Makes sense.
These are 2.2.
Yeah, this right here will leave a trail.
I think you should.
It's going to leave a hefty trail.
They should.
Hopefully we test it out
Gotta
this
make a good
weekend.
shot. You
Yeah,
gotta
I
make a
bet-
shot.
And they fly pretty good too.
Yeah.
There was a good head.
That yeah, that Slick Trick. It shot like you said. It tuned good. Like just shooting it. Like I can dial them in.
Yeah, I
Just-
can.
I just don't like. I don't know. I need a big blood trail too.
Yeah,
I
I
don't like a
can.
big one.
You know, I switch because if you shoot a deer marginally with that Slick Trick, let's say a liver shot, you know, you go out there and you give it a couple hours and it might run 300 or 400 yards, and you got to get your buddies help look for it because you only got a few drops of blood and it ran a little bit far. I can make that same shot with a G5, the Mega Meat or large mechanical, and most of the time that deer doesn't make it 100 yards and blood everywhere, and it's easy to find.
Yeah.
That's not always the case, but generally speaking,
On a good shot. Yeah.
on a marginal shot or a bad shot, mechanicals are better. Now, if you hit it in the shoulder, they kind of work against you, but I don't aim that far forward most of the
Right.
time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a build for everything. Just like there's a setup in the boat world for everything. It's like you just gotta know what you're doing, and
Yeah.
and
You know what they always say too. A
What?
good shot's gonna die.
Yeah. I had to
good-
look
I
for
guess
one.
that's
You
what
might
they
as well,
say. I don't
yeah.
know who told you that.
I mean, I'm saying like
Yeah.
if you hit him forward on the shoulder,
Yeah.
he's not gonna die. But if you hit
Well-
a gut, he's gonna die.
I will say I've hit them in the shoulder from arrows weighing 400 grains to around 600 grains and not have pass throughs and not find the deer. I have recovered every gut shot that I have made. You know, you might have to wait till the
Yeah.
next day
yeah,
right.
but he's
or
gonna-
later and the coyotes done got to him, but I do recover the animal. Where a shoulder shot,
They could
I-
walk it off.
yeah,
See, that's what
no
I'm
matter
saying.
what arrow weight I have still had bad luck.
Yeah.
Sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't.
So you always aim a little bit back then.
Yeah, I'm kind of about. People tell me I ain't too far back. I'm kind of back of the lungs. I'm probably a good 4 inches behind the shoulder.
Yeah.
Um,
You try to stay away from it all possible.
yeah, the main reason is your shoulder. You got most of it's just meat, which a broadhead can go through real easily. Then you got the shoulder blade, which a broadhead can usually make it through pretty easily. Then you got the spine of the scapula, which is that real when you debone a shoulder, you got that really tall ridge through there. Depending on what angle your broadhead hits that, it may or may not go through. And I've had some bad luck there. Plus, your shoulder's kind of separated from your body cavity. When you
Right.
clean one, it's not really attached. So your blood to come out of the body cavity has to line up with the hole in the shoulder, and your shoulder, the deer's running. So those
Right.
holes ain't lining up. You're not really getting the
So
best
you-
blood
yeah,
trails.
You don't get the blood trail either.
Yeah, you put it 4 inches back, you're in the ribs, and it's only like a half inch of skin, fat, and meat. So there's
Right.
nothing to stop the blood flow. And I've just had much better luck shooting them 4 or 5 inches back.
But hey, now I just thought of it. Let's talk sights.
Okay.
So I have 2 stationary pins, and then I adjust the bottom one.
Mhm.
What do you prefer for, say, the average hunter, like somebody that just maybe doesn't know a lot about bows, and maybe they're getting into it? Just a gooder all around sight setup for somebody to just throw on a bow and get out there and start hunting. What would that be?
Well, I'm going to base that on the person's age. I
Okay.
would rather shoot a 5-pin sight. Have it set 20 through 60 yards. That would be my ideal setup because, especially hunting public land or some areas, you'd never know what the animal's going to do. You could be
Right.
calling in an elk and he stops at 60 yards and you pull back, then all of a sudden he runs right up there to you and he's at 20 yards and now you got a single pin and you got to make an adjustment. I prefer a fixed pin, but as I get older, I just can't see between those pins anymore. It's blurry and it's harder for me to make a good shot, so I have switched to a single pin.
Just for that reason?
Yes, it's mainly for visibility. If I still had 20/20 vision, I would definitely stay with fixed pin. But if I was needing more distance, I'd probably stay with some type of fixed pin hybrid like you have, where you could dial down the sight. But as my vision has gotten worse, the single pin has been a better switch to me. It's clearer. I can see more around it. I'm not
It's not as
confused.
noisy looking at it.
Yeah. Used to I'd see 5 clear pins and I could see the deer clearly. Now I can barely see the deer and all my pins blurred together. And I've tried the verifier peeps and stuff, and it didn't help. But the single pin clears things up a lot for me. I can shoot tighter groups at longer range than I could with my fixed pins, but like I said earlier, to gain something in archery, you got to give up something.
Right.
So I gained a little bit of accuracy, but what I gave up was, I got to range the deer. I got to dial it in, and I got to hope he stays put. Because if he comes charging in,
Yeah.
from 40 yards to right under your stand, then I got to guess at how low to aim
Yeah,
or let
yeah.
down and remove my sight.
I could definitely see it being an issue. That's why mine, I got 20 and 30, and then I dial for
Yeah.
40, 50, 60, whatever, But I usually don't shoot at a big buck, over 30 very often.
Yeah.
And in fact, I don't shoot at big bucks ever. Now that I think about it.
Well, maybe this would be
I was
this would
going.
be your year.
I was going along with it, but yeah,
Yeah, that was being very theatrical. He's like,
Ow.
oh, yeah.
I was being a good dad.
Well, if I could shoot that sight still, I would. But the way my eyes are, a single pin has helped me out quite a bit. But if I was your age younger, I'd definitely go with some type of fixed pin just because it's easier to hit that adjustment. If the deer or the animal moves, you can easily move with it.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
I think yes. I need a single pin though, because I'm like ADHD. So when I start to pull back and I'm looking at all those pins and start like
Yeah, and I can't tell you how, like in the heat of the moment, like
my
deer
20 and
comes
30
in.
pin will get close. They'll be like, I'm like,
Yeah.
which one?
Heat of the
Yeah.
moment, the deer will come in and you'll be drawn back all excited and shoot and everything. You're like, okay, I think it was an all right shot. Like, what pin did I use?
Yeah.
Did I even use a pin?
Well, I got to where like if it's 30 yards, even though I got a 30-yard pin, I'll still use my 20. I'll just hit up, just aim up there.
Yeah.
Just because sometimes it's easier to see.
Yeah.
Like not worry about it. Like
That's the worst. Like when you look at your scope at a deer, like and you can't see the crosshairs, you're like,
See, I do it.
Like-
See, when I draw back and I got multiple pins there, it's like, okay, I can't miss that deer because all of them on the deer.
Yeah. That's when you know it's close.
one of them's in
Yeah.
there.
All right, all of them on there.
that's what this arrow's gonna help you.
yeah, yeah,
My first elk hunt, the guide said practice as far as you can. So
yeah.
I was dialed in out to 120 yards. I was feeling good.
Golly.
The elk comes in and it's so close. My 20 and 60 yard pin is like in the kill zone. I'm like, all right, I just got to pull the trigger. Just pull the trigger.
Yeah.
I'm in there.
Anyway, I got the trigger pulled, killed the elk. Everything worked fine. But
Hey, you can't go wrong if it's
yeah,
all there.
that's the situation you want. You prepare for the worst, but hope for the best.
I'm preparing for the best this year.
Yeah, me
You,
too.
you need a good
Last
comeback
year,
here.
last year I was prepared to shoot long. This year I ain't even shot enough to even say.
I'm so excited.
We've been so busy.
yeah.
I'm so excited. Like it's the time of the year where like some of the mornings start feeling cool,
Uh-huh.
and you're like,
I could have sat in
Only
the stand
long.
this morning.
Oh, it was nice this morning.
I could have definitely done it. A little overcast.
Mhm.
and we got the early buck season starting this Saturday.
Yeah.
And-
The way the weather's looking, I'm predicting there's going to be some big ones hit the ground.
Oh yeah.
I wish I was one of them that had one coming in real good because they patterned really well, but I don't have.
It's
nothing.
going to
It's gonna be
be.
50
excites
degrees
me right
Monday
now.
morning. Did you see that?
I feel like I definitely let myself down.
You're
in
going
preparation
dove
for
hunting.
this
I know.
season
Yeah.
because I
Is
don't
that okay
have
to
the,
say that word on here.
I don't have the scout out.
The liberals gonna come get us.
I don't know.
What'd you say?
I said that's gay.
I'll tell you.
I said, is that okay to say?
Oh, it's okay because it's a real word
Yeah, it is a real.
and it's a
yeah,
First
It's
Amendment.
actually real.
So it's in the. I mean, you can look it up. It's a real word.
Yeah.
52 degrees Monday though. There's gonna be. I mean, it's 57 Sunday morning, 53 Monday morning.
That's
Yeah, it's gonna
money.
be nice.
I'm
It's
going
gonna be
Monday
nice.
morning.
So I noticed you got a bow over there. What you got over
Yeah.
there?
So let me get that out. This is the Matthews Lift. This has been our best-selling bow this year.
Is
at
it because
Mack.
it's new or because has something?
So the last several years, Matthews, all their
Two-tone.
from
I
the
noticed that.
Triax, the Halon, the VXR, the Phase 4, there's all kind of similar. This year, this bow is noticeably different from the previous models. One, it's lighter weight, and it's better balanced. Another thing I like about it, it's more rigid in your hand. So when you pull it back, the riser's not quite as sloppy. But this has been an absolute home run with the bow, and you can get it with all the integrate system. The stabilizer integrates into the riser, the sights integrate, the quiver integrates in. So you can shoot this bow kind of as one unit and shoot it with your quiver on, and it's still really, really balanced well.
Yeah, I think I read on it. Just the frame of the bow without the sight and all that's like what, sub 4 pounds?
Yeah.
Is what it says.
Yes,
That's
and
crazy.
all their previous models have been over 4 pounds. Plus, this one is just ridiculously quiet. I mean,
And that makes a big difference.
Is it so what's the difference between that bow and the Phase 4?
the main difference is going to be the weight
Mhm.
and the actual balance of the bow. The Phase 4 is going to be heavy and it kind of leans back a little bit forward. And this one right here is going to be lighter and it leans back. So once you put all your accessories on it, it's better balanced.
Shoots the same speed.
It's about 2 feet per second faster, 2 or 3 feet per second faster. I think at IBO's at 348, and I think the Phase 4 is just a little bit lighter than that. But this is my favorite Matthews since probably the Z7. I mean, I really like this bow.
Yeah, I just love how smooth Matthews are, you know, and just quiet.
Yeah,
They-
don't you, Daryl? Don't you like
Do you like
No.
that?
Yeah.
Do you like that part?
Daryl? What do you
No,
think?
I'm a Hoyt guy.
I kept thinking
It's a
somebody.
good bow.
It's a good bro.
Not Matthews, but it's a good bow.
You know, killers use Hoyts and
Oh yeah,
No,
non-killers use
really,
Matthews.
really?
That's what they say.
well, I mean, I know a guy
Really?
shot a Hoyt last year that didn't get his elk.
I killed last year with my Matthews.
I think that guy was you.
Hey, I killed last year with my
I
Matthews.
promise you, this whole table.
yeah,
took
you
more
made a
ear
good
than-
shot last year on that
It
book.
it was a bad shot. It was quartered away. I didn't realize it was quartered away so bad.
I
Yeah.
tagged out.
We went in a little back.
Once again, that's why I like big broadheads.
Yeah,
The bigger, the better.
Yeah, he was filming it. And I walked up to the deer. Like, oh, cut. We can't. This
Had-
is terrible.
See that? It's
Had
bad.
lens shrinkage.
I'm like, pull the arrow out before your mama comes. Flip the deer over.
Here, stick it in there. Stick it in there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I did not realize that deer was quartered away so bad. I don't know. I just didn't see it when I shot.
I guess we get in that zone and just don't pay attention to all the little
I
details.
think it goes back to your vision. You was talking
Yeah.
about. Oh, yeah,
Oh, you're saying you couldn't see the deer.
I don't know what happened.
That's what we're going with.
I don't
now.
know what happened.
It
I
went
just-
from it went from it being
The
quartered
bow
away.
hunter's always going to have great excuses.
Yeah.
no
I
doubt.
mean, we found the deer, but it was a bad shot.
Yeah, it went from is quartered away to I really don't know if I could even see that day.
No,
Yeah.
no, because I remember because you get it. I got made a good shot. You know, we walked up to him. Hey,
We're-
turn the camera off. Turn the
Cut,
camera off.
cut. Yeah.
You know,
Same
everybody's
old,
been
same
telling me
As
lately.
long as you recover the deer, I think it's a pretty good shot.
I mean, it's
We
a win.
did. We did.
Everybody's been telling me lately. I was talking to a guy who's like, you know, the worst thing I hate about bow hunters, and I was like, what? He said everybody when they can't find them, they said they made a good shot, but you made a good shot. Why can't you find the deer?
I know.
That's a very valid question. Like, you don't know if you made a good shot unless you videoed. Then you can be
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I hit it.
you know, a couple of years ago, me and my wife was hunting together, and we shot a deer with a muzzleloader, and she done convinced me it was a giant. So I dialed up on this deer, and I dialed up. It was like 260 yards. It was a good
Well,
shot.
it was with a muzzleloader.
It was a good
too.
shot with
I mean,
muzzleloader.
he-
And you know, we actually had to dial up and everything, and she ranged it, and I made the adjustments and made the shot. Well, we went back to town, get something to eat, and we done text everybody like, "Oh yeah, we got a big buck down, right?" That's the first thing you do. So we go back. We don't want to rush it. We go back and we start. We actually go get our dog to trail the deer, and he takes off and he finds the deer, and my wife gets there and she goes, "I think he trailed the wrong deer." I'm like,
Never a good sign.
"No, he didn't.
Never a
It's
good
full of
sign.
blood all the way here. This is not." And she goes, "This is not the right deer." I said, "Yes, it is. This is the right deer. It's way smaller."
Oh yeah.
We had
That,
to.
I think we've all been there.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
every deer I shoot.
Whenever somebody's texting you and they say, "I just smoked a big one, just smoked a big one," and then they go out there and find it, and
They never text you back.
yeah, you don't ever hear nothing.
Yeah.
You're like, "Did you ever find your buck?" And like, it don't. He said, "Yeah, I got it," and don't come with a picture. You know, like, okay, something's up here.
Well, what's crazy is that you send a text message out immediately, right?
Yeah.
And normally you don't get good service, but that day I looked back at my phone. I was like, "Shit." She's like, "What?" I had good service. It went through. I done text everybody. So everybody's wanting pictures, right? Oh man.
My weakness has always been deer with a lot of spread.
Yeah.
You know, they may not have time length, they may not have mass, but if I see that wide spread, I got to kill it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it comes in real tight and 110-inch deer or 120, I won't even pick up my bow. But you give me a 110-inch deer that has a
That's wide.
19, 20-inch spread, I'm going to kill it.
It's hard not
I'm
to.
going to kill it.
Last year I was sitting in my stand and I'll show y'all pictures. I was half asleep really. And the deer, I wake up and I've been looking at this big buck, like this big old wide deer. I mean, it was wide. And so I wake up and I couldn't really see his head because the way I got my stand, like everything comes from this way up the creek. And so you can't really see, and all you can see is the body.
But you just knew.
And I'm like, oh my, like it was the biggest deer I've ever, like it's the biggest body deer I've ever shot. I'm like, oh my God, that's him. So I'm like reaching back and like grab my bow. And I kind of like ease up and I like draw back. And I still hadn't seen the horns, but like the body was just like, you know, it was like,
you had a feeling in your gut
I'm like,
that was him.
I'm like, this is him. Like, this is never, you know, because I was up at this point, but you couldn't, like, he like kept his head out the way. I can see the body and I had a perfect shot. So I draw back and, you know, I'm sitting there. He gets like the perfect shot and I shoot, hit him. You know, he kicks his back legs. I still ain't seen his head. He runs back the way he came. And I'm looking. I really can't see. I can see the horns moving, but I can't see how big of a deer is. And he falls over in the creek bed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and the way when he's laid up, like he looks like he's just stupid big because the body's just a massive deer. Like, I take a Snapchat and I like take a video, zoom in, like the horn sticking up.
Oh, Snapchat, dude! The whole world's
My
waiting.
buddy's like, because he's hunting. I let him hunt like my other, like he's hunting the same my property. He's on the other one, and he done shot a buck too. And he's like, all right, I'm coming. Yours is big. I'm coming. Mine's not. He's like, mine's just here. It's a cool buck because he asked me to shoot it. I'm like, shoot it. And he gets there, and I'm like, looking through the binos and like, yeah, I don't think it's what I think it is.
You're like, uh-oh. That's
Yeah.
that gut feeling
So
where your stomach drops.
We go over there to it, and I'm like,
Oh,
he's like, this is the biggest body deer I've ever seen. Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, but the horns are like the smallest horns I've ever seen in my life.
I can't even fit my fist between them.
Yeah, it was a bad story, but anyways,
well, that's a good thing.
it took
about
4 of us to pick it up. We had to call 2 more people to pick. Like, we literally couldn't pick it up.
Big
Well,
body.
that's the only thing that matters. You can't pick deer up.
Yeah, it literally. I
Yeah.
promised that deer, like I didn't have to scale,
Management.
but like we literally had to like. It was like a deer that needed to die. Like it was. It wasn't gonna be.
Now you justify it.
Yeah, that deer.
Okay.
In the long run,
All right.
that deer is as big as it ever was gonna be, horn wise. Like his body should have been like a stupid big horn deer.
You must have really thought this out. You see, it's
Well, he posted it to his Snapchat.
It must be
so
still
he had to
bothering
start
him.
cooking them right away.
he has all these excuses now.
Well,
It's a mature buck. It's a cool buck.
Yeah.
it's my last tag too of the year.
Okay. You got
So I can't even hunt no more.
you got excuses for days.
Yeah, duck season starting.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then this is like the second week of October and I have no more tags.
Oh.
I'm out.
All right, you tagged out.
6 deer tags.
All right.
Yeah.
Or 5 deer tags, whatever it is.
Man, I'm ready though.
Whatever.
It's about time. It's about here.
I had no more tags.
And
Yeah.
dude, I'm not a volume or quality killer. You know what I mean?
No, I'm
That's the worst
I'm an
kind.
equal opportunity shooter myself. Just
Yeah.
if I'm in the mood to shoot it, I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm not volume or quality.
Well, you know, the first day you get up in a tree, you're gonna drop everything, right?
Yeah.
So it takes 3 or 4 hunts to get everything back in rhythm, you know?
My grandpa had a rule. We call it the $1 rule. You know
What's
what that
that?
means?
No.
So when a deer walks up to your feed pile, because obviously he didn't put a lot of feed out, and each bite is 25 cents. So once he gets to $1,
Oh, it's dead.
he's dead.
Yeah.
It don't take long.
Hunting on a budget.
2 minutes in there, that deer.
He wants a return on his investment, no doubt.
I still have that rule sometimes. Like when I get in the stand, like we're on $1 roll today.
Oh man, way too much nut grub.
And that's
Way
how
too
you-
much.
It did. Them does. It's quick. One group of deer, you're already $1 quick.
Oh, he's 15. He's $15 in. He's about to die.
Yeah.
This ain't no buffet.
It's dead. It's dead.
Hey,
time.
hopefully we got something. Hopefully we'll get one this weekend. We'll have something to show for it.
Yeah.
Well, that'll ease you up too, because then you'll be like, oh, you'll wait later in the year.
Yeah.
So let's talk about price on this thing. What's the price of a new bow these days?
So I think on their suggested retail is like $13.29. You can find it a little bit cheaper in some shops. To get this hose set up the way I got it, you're probably looking at around $2,200 for that.
Yeah. So if I brought my Phase 4 in, do y'all guys do trades?
We don't do trades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I can offer you a good deal on the bow, but trade-in's just something we haven't really got into.
So
I
is
didn't know if y'all sell trades or
is
used bows.
is Matthews going to come out with a new bow November? And this
Probably.
November, they're going
Yeah.
to be dropping a new one, aren't
yeah, probably the second weekend of November, you can expect something. I I kind of see it being real similar, just some minor changes on it. I don't expect them to get too far away from this platform since it's been
Successful for 'em.
yeah.
Because like you said, it was the second weekend in November is when you think the bows. Well,
Yes.
I bought my Phase 4. I guess apparently the first weekend of November. Because
Yeah.
as soon as I bought my Phase 4,
Yeah.
an ad popped up for the new release of the lift.
No,
and
we-
I about threw up.
I think we bought both our bows.
Yes, we bought 2 Phase 4s, brand
Yeah.
new, like within a week of the lift coming out.
Yeah.
I about threw up my mouth. I was
It's
like,
always like that in the archery world. It's like a cell phone. As soon as you buy it,
It's
get
like
to
that-
use it, they got another one out.
It's like that in Havoc World too.
Yeah.
it is. I
Yeah.
got new stuff every week, man.
Yeah.
So for a guy that can't shoot that, do y'all offer crossbows at y'all shop?
We do. Crossbows is getting really popular, and I brought one with me here. I have to bring one of my favorite ones.
Is it a
yeah?
Raven?
Not a Raven. Nothing against a Raven.
No, I was just wondering.
I just like this particular 10-point better. So the reason I like it better is because you can cock it and uncock it a little bit safer than you can a Raven. And this particular model has been one of the most accurate crossbows I have ever tested. I sight in a lot for the customers, and this thing is more accurate than my TZ22 that I squirrel hunt with. At 40 yards, if I can hold it on the knock, I feel like I can hit it. But it's just a real user-friendly bow, very compact. You got the scope struts on it, this deal right here, and that just makes your whole
More
scope.
stable.
Yeah, there's no movement there. You have the string stops a little bit quieter, the narrow limb design, and this bow sells for about $1,100. But if I was to
Good price.
out of all the crossbows out there, this
Mhm.
particular one's my favorite. Plus, just the feel of it and the weight.
It looks sick too.
Yeah. So if you don't, if you're a hunter, you don't want to get into compound shooting, or you don't have time to practice,
Or you just can't, pull back a compound bow.
Yeah.
That's the case a lot of times.
well, this right here will get it done. I've shot them out to 70 yards, and I'm shooting golf ball size groups with this particular model. It is just sick on how accurate it is.
That's
save,
crazy.
Save somebody some.
How many feet per second does that thing shoot?
This one's 390.
390.
Mhm. And the thing with crossbows, they make them much, much faster. But being at a store and I'm working on them all the time, it seems like the faster you go, the more you push the limits, the more issues you have. If you get that 500 feet per second, let's say 450 up, you can start expecting more wear and tear on your strings and cables. If you can just dial it back to 390, 400 feet per second, you can get you a bow that doesn't require string changes every year, and you can go out and hunt it and hunt with it and don't have to worry too much about any issues.
I got the reel to pull it back right there too.
Yeah, it's
pretty
integrated
cool.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the best thing when you let it down, like on the Raven, you got to push a button and you let it down. If your hand slips, it'll free
Freeze
spin
pull.
and it could get you. This one won't do that, so it's much safer letting it down.
Yeah.
So we've been pushing these models a little bit more than some of the other bows out there.
Built in the U.S.
Do you see more
Yeah.
people getting into bow hunting, or you see people getting out of bow hunting? What do you
So
see?
I am seeing more people getting into crossbows. I'm selling less vertical bows than I have, and selling more
Really?
crossbows than ever.
Well, the technology has just gone so far. I mean,
Yeah.
It's like
Like
shooting
you
a
said,
gun.
70 yards.
yeah,
you
and
you can-
another thing, you don't have to practice with it. Plus, your whole family can shoot it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So a
'Cause, like-
person can, you can actually get a really good shooting crossbow for $500. The whole family can shoot it and go out there and fill up your freezer.
Dude, we need to get one of those for Beck and Briggs. I bet they can shoot already.
Oh, I guarantee it.
I shot her. Yeah,
I bet they
I
can.
spent all day yesterday shooting a raven
Yeah,
for my wife.
I
and-
like a Raven. They're crazy accurate, but it's a little bit higher maintenance if you're into really keeping up your equipment and being real tedious, checking everything. The Raven will do you well. It's a very high performance bow, but that's a bow you cannot just leave cocked in the back of your truck for 2 days.
Right.
You will put a lot of stress on the strings and cables.
Yeah, we had that Burris scope ranges.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, 100 yards, you can drive tags with that thing.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd ever shoot at deer that far, but
Mm-mm.
the bow's definitely that accurate.
I had problems yesterday with ours. The scope, kept,
rings.
the scope kept coming loose.
Yeah.
And I took everything apart and Loctite it and put it back, and then we struggled. My wife was like, "Okay, I'm done."
Yeah.
One
thing I like about this, it doesn't have the little dial on it for your feet per second
Mm-hmm.
to match that up. This one's already pre-calibrated, 20 through 70, sighted in at 20.
Oh wow, that's
It's
nice.
dead on to 70, so much easier to sight in.
Right, that's nice.
That is nice.
Yeah, but
kinda
that's
want
the
one.
Venom X by 10 point.
Beats got you on one of everything.
I have a problem.
You know, we have a problem going to a store because we buy everything. Now he's bringing everything to us.
I know. The show and tell cannot happen no more. We
Did
can't
you-
allow this.
Did you bring a credit card machine with you?
You take.
I should have. I
Yeah,
could
you
probably
should.
get one quick.
You got
should-
Cash
should
App?
have.
You got a Cash App?
Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay.
Absolutely. Well, Jody, this has been absolute. It's been a good time for sure. I'm excited. Deer season's right around the corner. I'm sure we'll all be hanging in a tree this weekend trying to get us a velvet buck.
Yeah, I wasn't looking forward to it, but the weather, I'm going to have to try it. I
It's too
think.
pretty not to.
Everybody's gonna be in the woods this weekend.
Yeah,
When I get back Monday, I'm going.
No, you going to you getting arrows.
I can wait till after I hunt. I already got arrows set up,
All
but
right.
I'm going Monday to get those. Don't worry.
Oh, hey, I'm ready for it. It's gonna be a blast. Thank you for coming.
yeah. Thank y'all for having me.
We definitely learned some stuff, like the fletching technology y'all got going
I'm
on. Here.
definitely
These
getting-
arrows
I'm
are
definitely
awesome.
getting one of those fletching things. Or
Yeah, it makes it simpler, and I think that's for your average guy, that's the best way to do it.
Absolutely.
Can you? One quick question. Can you redo these fletchings? Like, can you buy extra fletchings for these? Or you don't
Yes,
need?
Ultra View does sell extra fletching, so you
Okay.
can refletch them.
And I have a rapid fire card here.
Okay, that makes
And
me nervous, but
I'm
I'll
talking
try
about-
my best.
No, a lot of it's stuff we talked about. We want to get it all narrowed down to one little
Yeah, I think we're running out of time.
yes
there.
or no type
Okay.
answer. Ready? All right, I got 4 right here for you. So, expandable or fixed broadheads?
I'm an expandable guy.
All right. Aluminum or carbon arrows?
Definitely carbon.
Plastic or feather fletching?
Still like feathers on recurve, plastic on compound.
3-pin or adjustable sight?
If you can see it, I'd go with fixed pins. If you can't, the single pin does help.
Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Definitely hamburger.
All right. Big bucks or little bucks?
Whatever comes by.
Hey, you got it, dude.
Whatever.
Nailed it. All right. Well, hey, if you haven't, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and check out our other videos. And if you don't have a bow setup, go see Jody at Max. He's the guy to hook you up, and we'll catch you on the next one.